This is the Spyderco Sage 5, and it's in SPY27, and it's made in Taiwan, and it has a wire clip for pocket clip, which I kind of like. I got the FRN model, as you can see here. The detent on it's really good. Drop shut's really nice. It's called it's a perfect gentleman's folder. Kind of like a chaparral that I have. Anyways, I picked the SPY27 model up, and it cost me just a little over a couple $100. And you know, for what it is, it performs really good. I use it part of my rotation. I rotate between 10 to 20 knives a month, and I haven't had to drop it yet, and I've had it for just about 6 months now. So the edge is really good on it. I have a variety of Spydercos in this blade steel, and I find that the Sage 5 is just the perfect knife for somebody that's just new to knife collecting. It's not too intimidating. If you take it out on certain occasions, if you're camping or if you're at work, this knife is definitely for you. I also have a knife similar to this, and I'm going to go get it in a second, and I'll do a comparison. And I'm just going to pause this. And here I am back. I just found my UK pen knife. So I bought this knife before, and it's in G10, and it's made in Boulder, or not Boulder, Colorado, Golden, Colorado. So this is a USA made slip joint knife, which is legal in the UK, Germany, and countries where locking knives are prohibited. And since I live in Canada, it's very hard for me to buy a knife that has a top compression lock. It's very hard for me to get them without customs seizing it. So if you live in a country that has sketchy knife laws, that, you know, for one, this knife is not a balisong, nor is it a gravity knife. It is just an upper compression lock. But you see, you can one hand open them, and that's why I'm a big fan of Spyderco, because of the classic thumb hole design. And as you can see, some of the blades in my videos, they have fingerprints on them, and but I use Benchmade knife cleaner on them, and I put mineral oil on some of them. I also use Benchmade oil on it. It seems to be good, but I think really what it is, it's just baby oil, but that's just me. But that'll be another video altogether, and I'll do another comparison here. I have a Spyderco Paramilitary 3, which is another compression lock. And again, there's a comparison, you know, all three of them. Yeah, I really like SPY27. It's truly a wonderful steel, and as many viewers would know, it's exclusive to Spyderco. Its edge retention is similar to S35VN, and I did another review on my SRM that's in 140CR, and that's very comparable to S35VN when it comes to blade retention. So, you know, they're great knives. So get this knife if you have strict knife laws. If you live in the state of Illinois, where you know, it has to be just at 3 inches. Again, this knife complies with that, and this knife complies with that. This knife does not comply with it. As you can see, it's a longer blade. But yeah, that's why I generally am a fan of the Para 3. I have several variations of this. I have it in a variety of steels. I have it in Magna Cut, and I'll do a review on my Magna Cut ones in the future. Anyways, the reviews about the Sage 5. And I'll just put these away. You see, there's a trick to these slip joints. If you just take your time, you can close it with one hand. Very, very useful knife. I'll do a review on it later. So, yeah. So the Sage 5 it comes in a variety of options. You know, you can get a button lock now, which is similar to a Spyderco Smock. I don't own a Spyderco Smock yet. I might get one in the future. I'm more of a fan of flat grind blades. It's not to say that hollow grind blades are not useful. They are good for skinning, and I'll never rule them out because I have several knives that are in the hollow grind that do that role when I'm skinning. And I find that this knife, if you're a hunter, this knife will do the job. I don't recommend batoning with it, but you could. And if you do baton with it, definitely have it not locked up. I watched other videos where guys have taken cheaper Spydercos and they suggested to use the blade as a froe, but as soon as you lock it up, the heat treat on these knives are so high that it makes it very susceptible to snap. I also have another Sage 5 in CPM Rex 121, and I haven't really done anything with that knife. So this knife here, I was on the fence about getting it in Magna Cut, but I have several knives that are in Magna Cut, and I find that SPY27 is just the perfect steel for me. It's not too chippy like S30V. I've never had S30V chip on me, and I have several knives that are in S30V, but for the price and just the overall quality, you can't go wrong with SPY27. Some people scoff at it, but not me. I'm a true believer in that, and I think that Chris Reeve did a wonderful job when they developed S30V. I think it was like 20 years ago, and this formula that I think Eric and Sal did with Crucible, and Crucible's no longer, they folded, but Niagara Steel has the formula for this, I believe. There's so much SPY27 in Spyderco's factory that there's no concern from it running out anytime soon. They sell their mule blades in it, and I can say if you want it, if you're new to a knife, not going to be too long-winded about this is the knife to get. I'm showing it some love, this model, because it just checks all the boxes for a perfect EDC. And it retails for just under 300 Canadian with taxes, so you can't go wrong getting it, because by the time you factor in shipping plus 12% sales tax where I live, it tallies up to just slightly under 300 bucks, and it's definitely worth a go if you're new to knives, especially for portability. Probably later on in other videos, I'll get a pair of jeans, and you know that wire clip is good for deep pocket carry versus the traditional, you know, spoon clip that Spidey uses. I like it, but I've had this knife fall out once, so you got to make sure it's really in there good, because it slipped out, and I was snowboarding, and well, my blade went the other way. It popped right out. I was able to find it. I got this knife from a gun store back east, and really good knife. But I like my Sage 5 just as good. With that, I'm done. Take care.